Structure replaces what was commonly called the iron bridge, built when the yard was new. The yard was built from 1903 to 1905. Cost about $2 million to build.
Down that road.
Originally had a capacity of about 12,000 cars.
To that. Down that road is the Fisherman's Club.
Now we're over here.
That's where they put their boat in. Down there.
Wait, honey, there's people out there taking pictures.
I said there's a few people up there. Braving the elements.
It's not going to get any better.
You see a lot of trains down here. Off to the left is the westbound classification yard. You can see a couple of trains down in there, either being shuffled around and classified or being ready to move west or north.
Hi guys! Hi guys!
One curious thing about Norfolk Southern locomotives, the old Southern Railway, those engine set back there had no chopped nose on the one end. They were actually set up to run the long end forward the same way as the steam locomotive. When you come back by the again, it has horns at the end of the long hood. It actually set to run the long end forward.
They lost the brooms.
The yard office down there.
If you look on the right side of the train, you can see that the ground is a lot higher than that on the left or river side of the train. And this is why they needed 3,000 laborers here to build the yard. They basically had to scoop out the dirt and rock on the right side and move it down to the river side to fill it in to make a level place to put the railroad yard. This took a lot of steam shovels, it took a lot of men, and it took a lot of dynamite. The dynamite had some unintended consequences from time to time. After they started blasting out the rock, complaints began to come in from people whose houses had broken glass, broken windows, as a result of the dynamite going on. Well, that might not be so unusual if those houses were in Enola, but those houses were in Harrisburg.
Oh, God.
And so the blasting created shock waves that reached across the river and broke window glass in Harrisburg.
See all that metal? See all that metal? Train tracks. On the cars.
Where's the rails?
Hey, yes, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. Yes.
Those would be short sites for building switches and other items. Also, they can also go ahead and weld those together into a long segment. Normally you wouldn't do that.
Hey, sit still. Sit still, please.
Hold on.
Halfway done. Halfway done. Tracks to our left are the westbound classification yard. Trains arrive from the east at the east end of the yard. The locomotives are taken off and the cars are pushed up over an elevated section called a hump. Then the cars are uncoupled, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 at a time, depending on their destination, and allowed to drift by gravity down into the yard that's on our left. By this way, the cars are sorted for their onward trip to their destination. This is called a hump yard, and the hump is the actual apex over which the cars are pushed for this operation to take place. When the yard was opened, this was done manually. That is, each car or group of cars that drifted down had to have its own brakeman on it to turn the handbrakes to slow it to a stop. This was pretty dangerous, but that's the only way they had of doing things back then. And it was okay on a nice June day, but imagine what it would be like trying to walk across the top of the boxcar about 2 a.m. on a February morning in the middle of a windstorm with ice on the catwalk. You were lucky if you fell off the side of the car and you only broke a leg or your back or something. If you fell down between the cars, they read about you in the newspaper the next day. In 1937, the yard was modernized with the coming of pneumatic retarders. These are grabbers that are positioned along the rails and by remote control reach up and grab the wheels as they go by on these drifting cars that are being pumped and set and classified. Much safer way of doing things. In 1945, the other side of the yard was done. The eastbound side was done in 1945.
Right there, so the tracks start to come together and go back up towards the right-hand side. We can't see the actual incline, but the little building at the top of the ride is what controls the pump and the charters.
On the left is the yard office that oversees the westbound pump operation. And maybe if we're lucky when we come to a stop up here, the railroad will be classifying cars and we'll see the cars drifting down the hump. That happened on the first trip this morning. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll happen again today and we can watch, get a front row seat.
Front row seat for the bus.
That's what we're going to do again.
Allison.
If we get there.
The original plan was quite nice. They were going to go through the middle of the yard, CP Stell, and take the outbound runaround track to go back, so they get back fast. And then get back fast. Because you can feel just how many bumps you heard. They don't want to go through the yard anymore. Well, folks, you just went further than we did the first trip. So how many feet that will be, I don't know, but let's get the sunshine. Yeah, all you have to do is just hop down and walk around the train, get back on, and back we go. Matter of fact, his name is great now. He has been on the rails since about this high. Yeah. These other two guys actually ran these kind of locomotives. They're actually in service. Anytime they should do a setup, he'll come running to do it. So don't have to ask him volunteer it right now. He's good. I mean, I've never been on my excursion, but he's been running it worse than like you can see the engines over there. You can see it. He's kind of sort of a little bit inclined downhill. So that's a compliment right there.
No, you're on camera.
Now the track's coming up to the level where we are. So. Yep. Same.